Alright, you guys, so we are coming up on the end of my 2025 season for my cucumbers. And yes, while I'm aware that these leaves are still beautiful and green, and I probably still could get maybe another harvest or so out of these, I'm actually going to be killing off this plant today. I'm going to, of course, make sure that I remove any leftover cucumbers that I still have coming in. I did most of that yesterday, but I'm primarily getting rid of this because this is my largest raised bed planter that I have here. And if I have any chance of planting any type of fall crops, I need to start getting this raised bed in order now, getting the soil replenished, cleaning it up and all of that. So I'm going to be gutting this bad boy out, but you know, it did what it needed to do. And also, to be quite frank, another reason why I'm taking this down is that I realized the cucumbers that I purchased this year were actually not pickling cucumbers. And so, of course, now I was starting to get a huge amount of cucumbers coming in. But because they're not pickling cucumbers, there really wasn't but so much that I could do with them beyond like giving them away, donating, making cucumber salads and things like that. But after a while, it was just going to become too much. So that's also the reason why I'm taking this down, because I frankly don't want more growing in if they're just going to go to waste. So next year, I'm definitely going to be sure to make sure that the variety that I purchase is pickling cucumbers. That way, if I end up with a lot of them, if I don't want to just snack on them, I can in fact then pickle them. You have to be particular about what type of cucumbers you're using when you're pickling them, because pickling cucumbers typically have thicker skin, and that's how you're going to end up with a crispy pickle. So I'm just going to continue to go in. I know it's sad looking, but take those scissors, cut those vines down, clean this all up. I'm going to leave the sweet basil here. I'm actually probably going to be taking some of this inside soon. I'm waiting for my dehydrator to get here. And then I'm probably just going to dehydrate a lot of my basil so that I can have some dried basil to have throughout the year. But I'm going to continue cleaning this up. I'm going to be leaving the marigolds in, though. I'm not going to be taking those away. And the positive is, I will say it takes less than 5 minutes to clean this up. That was only 2 plants that I had, as you can see. There's one there. There's a second one there that produced all of that foliage, but it doesn't really take much to clean it up. So now I'm just going to go below the soil level to really take that up so that it doesn't come back. And now this bed is kind of cleaned up. And now I can kind of decide what I would like to plant here come fall time. But I wanted to kind of jump ahead of it now and get it kind of cleaned up before, you know, these cucumber vines kind of took over and made any more of a mess. I've also had a lot of questions in regards to whether or not I was going to be pruning back my lavender to dry that out. If I was going to do that, I probably would have needed to do that about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. This lavender now that I have it's kind of done for the season. It's pretty brittle. It still smells divine, but it's done. So I will be cutting this back, but I'm actually going to wait probably about another 2 or 3 weeks before I do it, because I want to make sure that it does come back next year. So cutting it back right now would not be wise, but eventually I will be doing that. For the cherry tomatoes, I'm not going to be getting rid of these. I'm going to honestly allow these to just keep doing their thing until they don't produce anymore, because I have this in such a small container. So these I will just let be. So there really isn't much more that I will be doing to my garden this year, for right now at least. These artificial plants that I have, since these are really like more so springtime colors, I will be taking these out of the dirt. I'm going to be swapping those out for some fall color type ones, just so that it looks more natural, and also so that I can reuse these next spring. I don't want to let these sit out for too much longer and have them fade. So I'm just going to take those out of the pots, rinse them down, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in my garage, and then by next spring, I'll be able to take them back out and reuse them again. My Scotch bonnet peppers are still doing well. They have not turned colors just yet. As you can see, they're still holding on. So I'm going to let them honestly sit here until they do turn. If they don't turn within the next, I say 2 weeks or so, I'm probably going to go on ahead and just harvest them. Of course, they're still edible. They just won't be as hot and the flavor won't be as potent. But that's okay. I'll still make use of them. And I still have about 3 bags of my organic mushroom compost blend. So again, you know, I still have the ability to plant something in this larger raised garden bed here. But first things first, I have to figure out when exactly is my first frost date, and then figure out from there what vegetable I would be able to plant in this that would be able to be harvested before that first frost date. The other thing is that I don't want to be planting stuff that I know I'm not going to eat. Like, I don't want to be just planting any and everything. So I'll kind of figure that out. But for now, that is it for today. And I'll be sure to do an update later on down the line should I decide to plant something else for the fall. And if not, then this will kind of just chill until next spring. And of course, if you did not know, all of the echinacea are perennials, so they will in fact come back next year. I have to cut them back, but I'm probably going to wait another 2 or 3 weeks before I do that. I don't want to do that too soon. But yeah, I will be cutting all of those back so that they can all come back next year. And also, just as a little pro tip, anytime you freshly harvest cucumbers, immediately put them in an ice bath for about 15 minutes or so, and that's going to rehydrate the cucumbers and also keep them nice and crispy. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.